The successful transformation essentially have the following elements. One is understanding what the urgency is, creating a sense of urgency, and creating a strong coalition that is able to implement this transformation, and developing a vision and communicating the vision and what is the end state the organization want to achieve to the larger section of the employees, including the impact that this transformation is likely to cause on the employees front. Most importantly, which I always believe is a strong execution. So when you're executing, you don't vacillate. You don't revisit the planning, the designs of your transformation. You execute to the design that is made. It always helps to keep the communication simple and direct. Communication is not what I say, is how it is understood. And the biggest risk in bad communication is the assumption that the communication is achieved. The communication does not sink one time. You will have to repeat it. You will have to repeat in multiple forums at multiple levels, and that's exactly where your coalition will come into help. They can also translate this message to their respective influencing groups. You also communicate through your action. So the leaders can role model what this vision is all about by their behaviors. So resistance is bound to happen because when it comes to change, everybody seems to have an opinion as to what is the right thing to do. And this is something you cannot avoid. You cannot eliminate resistance, but you can significantly minimize it. It's exactly where communication and building coalition, what I referred before, in the transformation steps important. Because you can't do the job yourself as a leader, and therefore your coalition groups, they have their own way of taking their subgroups into confidence that they align themselves to the change vision. And second is communicating frequently. The organization also would start to see the rationale for the change, and with time the resistance certainly would come down. So I was recently deputed to another country where I led one transformation effort. So it is the transmission market. Siemens has a strong installed base in the transmission sector. But what was happening is our projects business, our turnkey solutions business that we were delivering, they were facing challenges due to the local conditions having higher risk to reward ratio. Our goal was not to abandon that sector, get away from that sector, but to serve that sector differently. Our customers like our technology and product, and we still want to not only serve but also enhance our market share through products. We wanted to sell more of products and less of solutions, right? And that's the new model that we wanted to pivot to. So this would essentially mean that we will have to resize the projects department, scale up the products and services department, including finding new business models for the products as well as the services lines of business. So I realized that as a leader, you cannot only lead from the front. You probably have to go to and fro your chain. Sometimes you have to be in the front and sometimes you have to go all the way to the back. And occasionally going to the back, it helps in the following way. One is you can micro-sense what is really happening in the organization, how these change efforts are being perceived, which signals do not reach up to your table on its own accord. So you can go to the lowest bit of the organization to understand what's the real pulse. And secondly, there is a lot of learning that comes about the market and also the customer behavior through those individuals in the lowest spot of the organization, which is very important if you have to set up a new business model.